This is a Chromebook. It's got a bad CPU, 4 gigabytes of RAM, and 32 gigabytes of storage. But the number one thing that people actually hate about these is that they're locked to an operating system called Chrome OS, which is basically just a bad version of Linux. So today I'm gonna try to install Windows 11 and see if that makes it any better, or if it'll even work at all. Now, as you can see, this Chromebook runs Chrome OS perfectly fine, but it wants me to sign in with a Google account. So instead of doing that, we're just going to delete Chrome OS and install something much better like Windows. The way I'm gonna do this is installing a custom firmware from Mr. Chromebox. Chromebox.tech. And as we can see from this handy flowchart, we're going to be installing this, which just completely replaces Chrome OS. Now we have to check if the device is supported, and according to the diagnostics screen, our board name is Kindred. And as you can see, it's supported for full ROM. But if we look at the write protection here, we can see that it's not a normal just taking out the screw problem. I actually need to open the Chromebook and disconnect the battery. So let's do that. And if you don't know, firmware write protect basically just protects the firmware from being overwritten, which is what we're trying to do exactly. Because the default firmware definitely won't let you boot another operating system. With the screws out, we should be able to pry off the back here. And we're gonna see our battery connector right here. It's kind of funny how this is so clearly newer than the other Chromebook I have. Like, it just looks newer on the inside. And I guess this was made in 2020, so that checks out. Let's take the battery connector out. And now we close it back up. So now to turn it on, we're obviously gonna need to plug it in, apparently on this side, because I guess the other one doesn't work. And now we gotta run the actual script. So we can't run it in this normal terminal here. We have to run it in a different shell. But from here, we should be able to press Control-Alt-F2. No. Okay, I might potentially have to log in first. As I was saying, Control-Alt-F2. No. Why is it not working? Well, according to my research, I just forgot to turn on developer mode. So here we go. Okay, escape refresh power brings you to the recovery screen. And then from here, you press Control-D, press enter, and then just wait. Next time it turns on, you get this little screen, and then you just wait for it to go through. And then you get another scary message about how developer mode deleted everything you did. Now that we're actually in developer mode, let's try the thing again. That looks better. And now we just need to copy this entire script command. Here we go, let's send it. What did I do? Okay, sudo bash instead of sudo back. There we go, it's starting the script. Okay, apparently there's also a software write protect, which I can just turn off. I think I have to type it again. All right, this is the real stuff, here we go. I'm pretty sure all we need to do is just the second thing. Let's just accept all of this. I don't think we need a backup for anything. Surely nothing goes wrong. All right, here we go. Let's return to the main menu and restart. And now if we turn it on, we should hopefully get our logo. Okay, it's not turning on. I'm just gonna try plugging the battery back in. Okay, this is much better. Why did it fail to boot from the thing that's supposed to have Chrome OS on it? Well, it doesn't matter anyway, because now we can just install Windows. Boot menu and from the flash drive. Let's do Tiny 10. Actually, you know what? Tiny 11. Well, we got the Windows loading screen, and this looks pretty good so far. I have connected a mouse so that we can actually use it, because this doesn't come with touchpad drivers, but we'll fix that later. Okay, I don't know what they're yapping about here, but we're just gonna say okay. Turns out you can't just ignore it. Let's try a different Windows 11 ISO. Okay, this is looking a little bit better. Let's keep going with this one. Just gonna delete all the partitions on here, and hopefully it doesn't break anything. But then we can install Windows 11. Because there's no reason for there to be this many partitions anyway, come on. Nope, okay. We are on our way to installing Windows 11 on a Chromebook. And since I got it for free, it's basically a $0 Windows laptop. I never even thought about that. Something is not working here. I don't know what's going on. Well, it's booting back into Windows somehow. So maybe I didn't need to fix anything after all. Okay, yeah, it's still going. Windows 11 logo. Windows 11 startup screen. Excellent. Let me get this set up and make sure everything works. I think it's trying to do some updates or something now, which I really don't want to happen, but I don't think there's anything I can do about it. Okay, it's definitely updating now, so I'm just gonna update later. Update later. Great. Okay, it's doing even more stuff now, but hopefully we'll actually be in Windows soon. Here we are. Windows 11 on the Chromebook. Now there's obviously some things to do, like install drivers and apps and stuff, but other than that, it's honestly like, okay, I'm just going off opening the start menu, but it looks pretty good. Okay, I just installed Braille on here, so now we should be able to get all the apps and drivers we need to make this actually work as a laptop. Step one, I'm getting the drivers from coolstar.org, and I'm pretty sure this is the board name. Yeah, that seems about right. Apparently a few of the drivers need this, so let's install that first. And now we just go through and install all of this various things. As you can see, we got pretty much all the drivers, and it is running so much smoother now. but I also do want to run some tweaks. So this is a Chris Titus Win utility, and I'm basically just going to run a bunch of these tweaks that'll hopefully make it run faster. Well, I ran some tweaks, everything seems to be running pretty well, and now I want to get some more storage space. Since this only has 32 gigabytes of storage, Windows is taking up a lot of it. And for some reason, there's a command that you can just run to make Windows smaller. I don't really know why this isn't on all the time, but sure. Well, I have genuinely no clue what happened here. I ran the thing and somehow it takes up more storage now. I'm pretty sure I found the folder with all the update stuff, so I'm just going to delete all of it to try and free some space. I don't know if that's going to work or not, but we'll see. Well, with that out of the way, I'm pretty sure the only things I really care about now are Windows updates and the actual performance or battery life. But if I really cared so much about that, I would have just installed Linux instead of, you know, Windows 11. The only other thing I'm gonna get is Chromebook Tools, which basically is just like a fan control app, and it also has the keyboard backlight and stuff. It's really just good if you think your Chromebook's gonna overheat or something. Update, it worked. We have 8 gigabytes free, which means we're now going to install Minecraft, because everyone knows that Minecraft is the ultimate performance test. Wait, where do I even download it? How do you do this? I totally forgot. Okay, I'm actually just gonna download Multi-MC because I'm pretty sure it's better anyway. I guess I don't have Java. Let's install Java. Hold on, isn't this Oracle the same people that own TikTok now? It's gotta be some kind of conspiracy. All right, let's see if Multi-MC works now. Now, since we don't have very much RAM, this is probably all I can allocate for Minecraft. First, let's just try like a vanilla instance with the normal version. Let's see how well a 6-year-old free Chromebook can run Minecraft. Okay, I got like the wrong type of Java or something. I need this version of Java. For the first time ever, we're actually launching Minecraft. And it does not look like anything's happening, but I'm fairly certain it's doing something. Okay, we got a window. We got it loading the window. That's not even bad. It's only going back and forth a little bit. Come on, man. I keep thinking it's gonna go all the way to the end and then it goes back. This looks good. Full screen. I feel like they've added a lot more optimization stuff to Minecraft, so it shouldn't even be that big a deal, right? Let's just make a single player world and see how it handles it. This could honestly take like a million years because I have no optimization mods on. Okay, it sped up a lot at the end there. I guess it's still got to actually load me in, but it seems like a good sign, right? Oh, okay. Let's try looking around. Let's check the FPS. 2, 1. Yeah, I mean, that sounds about right. Okay, but you gotta think this is with no optimization mods, and Minecraft is known for being not well optimized. So I'm installing Fabulously Optimized, which is like one of the more optimized mod packs. And yeah, it's still taking some time to launch. Here we go, we got a window. Still jumping back and forth a little bit, but I think it's better. And here we are. So let's make that same new world and compare. Well, this is definitely loading faster. The mods clearly make a difference, but will it be enough to save the Chromebook? It has had some time to load the world. I guess it hasn't done very much of that. This is actually seeming worse than the other one so far, which I find hard to believe. It's honestly not a lot better. As soon as I try to move, it drops down to 0 FPS. I'm pretty sure the other Chromebook did way better than this. That is my remembering of things. Okay, it is definitely better than with no mods. Well, I don't know what happened. The computer genuinely crashed. Maybe it ran out of storage or something. So that didn't go so well. I would say if you're getting this for gaming, just don't do that. That's a bad idea. Well, I do genuinely think this could be a pretty solid laptop. I mean, it's just a Chromebook that runs Windows, so there's definitely gotta be some use for it. So overall, I would say this has been fairly successful. I'll put the links in the description to all the guides I used, and if you wanna copy me, it's probably not a terrible idea. You should probably do it with Linux though. Good luck.